and let's decide. Pots it. That's a pot. So the question is, what kind of value hands does he pot this river bet, which he doesn't raise the turn with? So like with his 2-pair, you expect mainly him to be raising turn, mainly, but he might have rivered some 2-pair, although he blocks some of that, obviously. There's some Jack 9, Jack 8, 6-4, etc., which all could definitely bluff. Pot, I don't know. I think I'm going to call just for the kind of information as well. That's the one we want. How many buy-ins is a standard downswing? 30. Thank you for the good luck, Mr. 705 Pizza. The standard buy-in is the tough thing to define there, because let's say in real dollars, in real money, 30 buy-in is quote standard, but obviously the higher your win rate, the, let's say, more standard, bigger downswings get. So if you wanted to, I'm going to use some dodgy numbers, right? If you wanted to say what is a kind of standard 10% of the time happening downswing, it's very different if your Chippy V is, say, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, somewhere between that, where if your Chippy V is 70, your standard 10% of the time you're going on the X amount downswing will be sort of like 10 times more. So it could be like, yeah, your standard downswing is going to be 10 compared to maybe 100 if your Chippy V is 30. So, yeah. I know I threw a lot of numbers there. I hope that makes sense. What I would suggest for Mr. 705 Pizza, try and have a look at, there's a free program, Swong Sim. Mess about a bit with that. You can Google it, and that will do a really good job of helping you understand some of the downswings. If you search it, there's a 2+2 thread. I'll do a better job of explaining than I will. But yeah, 30 is standard. Like 30 buying downswing is definitely within the realms of you're still playing good poker, I guess, would be probably the route you were asking for your question. Placing bets and one legend we're playing here. Oh, I got my Portuguese right. See, Raul was laughing at me, thinking I was doing wrong languages. No, Raul, I knew those were different languages. I was getting a wide spread of languages, and we got it. I played a poker tournament in Portugal last year, and I said Boa Sorte a lot. I got knocked out of the tournament like 6 times, and I just kept saying, tapping the table, Boa Sorte. They all like me, mainly because I was giving them all my money, so that's why I think that they like me. Jack Stacks here. Hello, Jack. The halftime show is on its way. We definitely. How long have we been going? We've only been going 38 minutes, so we we're gonna have to wait a bit more. Airtan Dem is now following. Thank you very much for the follow, Airtan. I couldn't even begin to guess the language. Dankeschön. Could be Dutch, maybe. Airtan. Anyway, thank you for the follow, Airtan. Hope you're doing well. So, Jack, yes, I think you should hang around, Jack, another 20 minutes. Keep it on the background. Keep the 1K lobbies up. And then in about 20 minutes, you can have a little look at the halftime show. Jack, we've got one of Peter was an old view of your games. Your stream from here a while ago. Just going to fold the 6-2 off. I should really focus on this table. I've been autopilot a lot this game. We haven't had any showdowns, but just one legend's been basically winning all the pots. So we'll fold the 10-4 off. Kind of close, I think. Probably folding though with this asymmetric stacks here. Pleasure pizza. possibly shove so we don't have a decision, because I think we probably have to fold, like, kind of here. Like, this is a tough one, because, like, from a Nash perspective, it's probably a call, but I just don't see enough people shoving wide enough here. I don't know if this guy's a reg or not, so we're going to take an edge pass fold here. I know everyone's going to be, well, not everyone. I'm not that bothered. But yeah. Alright. Rewarded for... Nah, we're not rewarded at all. Liv Wilcox, I don't know. Gee, I'm afraid. But please drop your. I will probably need the stars or party username, right? I'm going to try an ISO. Fabi, where is the best place? Which site for $3, $5, $10 spins? I would say Party Poker, PokerStars, Winamax. Those are really the three main sites where people. Should we try it? Should we try it, guys? We'll try it. Let's see if we can get this through. We haven't limped yet against the guy. Maybe we'll get given respect. We flop a flush draw. Start with check. I also could bet this for sure. Okay, now we have a pretty happy time delaying. We don't need to go actually that wide, but the point is we're not going... we want to go slightly smaller. So I don't want to go too big, because if we go too big, he might just ship over, for example. And now I'm hoping if he has got like a value hand, he might raise non-all in rather than shove here. If you go 1.7, definitely he might do it. A 7 comes, and now we have a really close spot. So he has got a fair amount of missed draws. Certainly would be calling with like missed straight draws. Maybe his missed flush draws, even though he blocks some of them, but not with the 7. He's obviously got some queen X. I think we'll start with a check. And let's decide. Pots it. That's a pot. So the question is, what kind of value hands does he pot this river bet, which he doesn't raise the turn with? So like with his 2 pair, you expect mainly him to be raising turn, mainly, but he might have rivered some 2 pair, although he blocks some of that obviously. There's some Jack 9, Jack 8, 6-4, etc., which all could definitely bluff. Pot, I don't know. I think I'm going to call just for kind of information as well. He has river 2 pair, so we were right in our ranging of our opponent, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't think he would have 2 pair that was like on the turn, but maybe he has some 2 pair on the river. So I'm not unhappy with that call in terms of being shown that hand. It would be a lot worse if he showed us, for example, on that situation, a hand like Queen 5, because then our assumptions would make it a really bad call. But when he shows a 2-7, like, we're kind of okay with that, if that makes sense. Queen Ace suited, we're just going to fold it. Okay. Mr. Triple Z, Triple P, Triple V. I am logged on well on party right now, so maybe your end. And we'll just click it here. Okay, trips will be good for us. And we're heads up against one legend. Who's played fairly tight so far. Did shove a7 and we ran into jacks. That was good for us, obviously. And apart from that, not too much has happened. We didn't see any showdown. He won quite a lot actually at the beginning, or she won quite a lot at the beginning. Apologies. So we'll see how what happens. We've got a bit of a tank here. And then a shove, okay. Interesting shove at 18. Not too many hands you would expect to be in that range. Maybe pocket 2s or something. But normally pocket 2s is like, let's say, kind of an easy shove. So especially the tank shove is unusual, let's say. Checking or betting, I'm happy with either, but we're going to bet just because I think it allows for... well, I mean, we have... It doesn't really matter, but on the A-side board, yeah. Almost as a kind of protection / build a pot / value bet. If he shoves here or something dumb, that would be kind of awkward, but okay, good. I mean, I guess we just call off if he shoves in that spot. Okay, so he shoved the hand, and now he's limped the hand. So, feels like a good spot to test him, see for the ISOs. Worked out well. If anybody has been coached by me in the last 2 years, you'll know about my ISOing strategy being quite dynamic and against unknowns, let's say. And so now we're going to try and already start shifting our ISO strategies around in the way I would talk about. So like now, for example, I won't be ISOing this hand. And instead would just be probably check folding. And, I mean, there is some room. We have a backdoor spade, we have backdoor, but we have 2 unders, and I think we have a bit of an edge, I think, in a nice way, against this guy. And so we're going to take a slightly lower variance fold. Might have been losing a chip or 2, but I'm okay with that. Monotone boards are really tricky. I guess we'll bet here because if we check and he probes any bluffs, we're just dead. Like, nothing to do here. We're happy to bet fold right now. Also happy to deny equity from, like a jack 7 off or something. If he tanks and raises, we just snap fold. If he does anything of that sort, if he calls, let's hit a 5 and keep barreling. He clicks, we're done. I'm not messing about here. He wins, no problems. Folding. In this spot, we'd have a ton of high clubs to be able to call. Okay. Start of a check. Not a bad board for us. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for the donk. This just got interesting, didn't it? So we're going to go for sort of like a block kind of bet donk here. The hope being if he's got 2 overs with a heart, I know we interact quite a lot with that he might fold that. It's quite a lot of EV that we have, and so it's a really awkward spot. But you have to expect him to be raising a lot on the flop with his value. And now this card comes, and we feel pretty happy about betting 3 big blinds now. So we're just trying to target essentially like a 4x, a 3x, 2 overs, a similar hand like we have, and pretty happy with that. Donk bluff working out. Shout out to Wabsy, who we've been religiously discussing donks for the last 1.5 years. And there's a spot I earned that I wouldn't have done. Happy days. Señor Anchojosa, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenido. Hope todos es bonito. Muchas gracias. Look at that. You said good luck. Good luck. What's uncle again? I forgot. Yeah. We're fond. But yeah, you said good luck, and immediately you brought some luck, Mr. Enthusiasm. Thank you. We are going to check 7-6. More donking opportunities. Okay. Raising opportunities as well. So I don't like calling, but I'm going to try click. We get pretty quickly called, and I think we just jam this hand on the turn now. The club may be a good thing, maybe a bad thing. I expect him to be shoving a lot of his flushes, to be honest, though. And so I think he's got a lot of 2 overs with like 1 club, certainly, that we get value from now, and like, yeah. If he had H+, I expect him to just ship it over versus the min. And so I think he's got a lot of like King 8 with 1 club or something like that. Or Queen 7. 9s. Okay, well, nice. Is it time for the halftime show? I guess so. Let's play one more. Wabsy liked the donk. I didn't want to donk call. I didn't want to check call. I didn't want to check fold. So I might just donk. I think that's how we work out, right?